Hello and welcome to my channel. Today I'm going to be unboxing and doing a deck walkthrough review of this tarot deck. It's the Ethereal Visions Illuminated Tarot deck by Matt Hughes. But before I get into it, just wanted to let you know that I bought this with my own money. It's not sponsored. It's not a gift. Nope. I just was kind of drawn to some of the pictures on this deck and was like, you know, I want to try it out, see what it's like, and it's been interesting because it's been in my little I guess you would say like box or crate or whatever you want to call it, where I have most of my tarot decks for the channel kind of stashed away. And there's been a few readings where, like, I'll say in the reading, like, oh, I'm kind of drawn to this other deck. It's like staring me down. It's been this deck. So I'm going to link to those. Watch them if you feel called to. If it doesn't resonate with you, then don't feel like you have to watch it. But I feel like it might be connected to this. So yeah, every time I've felt called to use this deck, it's usually because she's been staring down at me, peering over, usually like that, just like, I'm watching you. So anyway, yeah, let's get into it. So it looks like got some really cool designs on the box here. Actually, you know what? I'm just gonna go ahead and unwrap it so we can actually see it without battling the crazy plastic glare. I know we're gonna still have to battle the glare from the foil that's on the box and on the cards themselves, but shouldn't be too bad. Okay. Gonna just put that over there. Gonna put this off to the side with the cap. Okay, so now we can see it in all of its glory. All of the shiny foiledness. So this is one side, we got a pentacle right here. Be interesting to see who's that. Got a really pretty lotus motif here. Probably another, oh, will it focus? There we go. More of that lotus motif. And then on the back it says, Ethereal Visions Illuminated Tarot Deck. In creating Ethereal Visions Tarot, Matt Hughes has drawn inspiration from the Art Nouveau movement, adopting its distinctive style and meticulous approach to craftsmanship. The artist has also created 2 additional cards to supplement the traditional major arcana. Every detailed image in the 80-card tarot deck is hand-drawn and colored. Each card is illuminated with gold foil stamping to elegant effect, includes a 48-page booklet, and then we have the magician here. Yeah, and that's part of the reason why I was kind of drawn to it, is I do like that Art Nouveau style. I'm very fortunate that I've been able to go see some very beautiful Art Nouveau pieces and works of art in different museums. And it's a very interesting period in time as well. I like how the box, the bottom and the side kind of matches my nail polish here. Oh wow. Okay, so the inside is just plain, which, I mean, you kind of expect. I believe it's by US Game Systems, which makes this version of the Rider Waite Smith deck. We have our little booklet here. So much larger than the standard little white booklet that you would get in the Rider Waite Smith deck. Oh, okay. Just really quickly skimming over this, it says, like it says on the back, consists of 80 cards that are broken into 2 sections, 24 major arcana with 2 new cards, because normally there's 22, and then 56 minor arcana. This deck is based on the artist's own journey of inner reflection and meditations. That makes sense why I've been drawn to it. So it looks like it's your standard little booklet covering different meanings. Be interesting. Okay, so it looks like the 2 additional cards are the Well and the Artist. That makes sense. Okay, yeah, so the Well is birthplace of ideas and inspiration. Yeah, it's like the river, or ether, or well, it says on here Gaia, but I mean, it's the same difference. And then the artist is, you know, the creator. Well, not creator with a capital C, let me please clarify that, but, you know, meaning the artist. And then it looks like covers the minor arcana, talks about the different suits, what they are. Yeah, it just does a quick breakdown of all the different minor arcana, and it's just really quick upright and reverse meanings, whereas the major arcana has a lot more detail with it. But okay, let's see. Gotta get this out. Ooh, look at that back. It's very pretty. It feels very lush. Gotta get my I'm sure people are wondering why I use an X-Acto knife, and it's because I don't want to ruin the cards, but I also don't want to ruin my nails or anything like that, and I don't want to mess up my teeth, and and like half the time whenever you use scissors, it's something inevitably goes wrong. So let's see. Actually, yeah, let's do that. Just have that off to the side. Before we get into it, I kind of want to see what it's like dimensionally. It looks like it's about the same size as your standard Rider Waite Smith deck. Actually, no, looks like it's a little bit bigger. So if we compare, yeah, it's wider and taller, but it looks like it's about, like they just pull it up and over a little bit. So if you wanted to sleeve this deck, let me get my little sleeve finder thing. And no, I am not sponsored by them. They just have PDF that you can download and print off to figure out what the right size is. So it looks like, unfortunately, there isn't one that fits. It's like it's too tall for the tallest one, and it's too wide for this size here, but it's too skinny for to here. So I'm may try and see if I can find something else online, because there's some other sleeves that I can find that are like in between sizes, so you might not be able to sleeve this. Let's get some measurements though. I know I'm gonna be tempted to sleeve this just because I don't know if the foiling is gonna come off, and I really like how beautiful that is, and so that would be a reason that I would sleeve it, is I'd want to keep that looking all nice and pretty. But there is something to be said about a nice, like, well-loved deck though. Let's see, what are the measurements here? Oh wow, that's 3 inches exactly, so you're looking at, oh, that'd be, it's like just over 7.6 centimeters. And then this way is gonna be, looks like barely over 5 inches, and it looks like it's exactly 12.7 centimeters there. And it's a little bit thicker than the Rider Waite Smith deck, and you can definitely tell because this one is definitely, if we look at it from this perspective, you can see just that little bit increase in cardstock thickness is going to be just a little bit thicker of a deck. So that would put it at, let's see, that would be, just like a little bit over 1 1/8 of an inch. It's just under 3 centimeters. Because I know when you get to the thicker and bigger decks, it makes it sometimes a little bit more difficult to shuffle. But also whenever you get to the smaller decks, it can also be kind of difficult for people like myself that have larger hands. Anyway, let's get into this. I think with the order that I saw in the little booklet, I might have to reorganize how I have this laid out. So let me quickly... Oh yeah, it does the decreasing from the king to ace. Okay. I'm going to reorganize this. Got my deck reorganized so that way there'll be minimal back and forth of trying to compare the two decks. And then I'm gonna try and get that centered up for you so that way we don't have a giant glare on the foil. Okay, we're going to be doing the Major Arcana first and then the Minor Arcana. Believe it's Cups, Pentacles, Swords, Wands, but we'll get through it. So, we have the Fool. It's interesting to see the imagery that's carried over. The Magician, the High Priestess, the Empress, the Emperor, Actually, I'm gonna go back to these last few and hold them up so that way you can see the artwork, because it's really not picking up those last little details. I want you to see it. Okay, let me go back. There we go. Yeah, I think it's because of the foiling that it's really hard for the camera to focus unless it's a lot closer. There we go. So there's the Fool from earlier. The Magician. The High Priestess. The Empress. Now we have the Emperor, so you can kind of compare between the two. And then, there we go. And we have the Hierophant, or some people say the Hierophant. Wow, the Lovers. That is so beautiful. I have to laugh in this one because I don't know what I was expecting, but I was not expecting that. The Chariot. I like how the imagery from the Rider Waite Smith deck was carried out, but it's a very... It's very faithful to the Art Nouveau kind of style and like etherealness, which makes sense because it's ethereal visions. We have Strength. The Hermit. Oh, wow. Wow. I'm really taken aback with the personification of time. Justice. It keeps focusing on that one. There we go. The Hanged Man. There's a kind of an interesting interpretation with this one of how that person's holding the rope. Whereas in this one, you don't really see that. Oh, wow. Wow, this Death card. Very beautiful. Temperance. I think my camera might really struggle with this card because of how much foil is on it. I'm just trying to go really slow so you can see it. The Devil. Oh, that's interesting. We have the Tower. And I said, oh, that's interesting, is the person falling from it has a mask on their face. And you don't really see that detail in this one. It's a rather beautiful Tower card. Oh, wow. Oop. Grab 2 cards there. We have the Star. The Moon. It's interesting how both the Moon and the Sun got reinterpreted, but here's the Sun. Oh man, this Judgment card. I had to do like a triple take. Oh, we have Judgment. Hopefully you can see here. I couldn't quite tell if they're... It looks like they're dancing, but then it also looks like they're struggling. So that's what I was chuckling about. Apparently the afterlife is dance party. We have the World. And then we get to the bonus cards of the Well, which represents the river or Gaia, or, you know, where the creative wellspring comes from. And then we have the Artist. Not all tarot decks will have an Artist card, but it seems like there's a good number of them that do. Okay, now we are in the Cup suit. We have the King of Cups. The Queen of Cups. The Knight of Cups. The Page of Cups. The Ace of Cups. The Two of Cups. Oh man, I was really taken aback by this lion. It took me back to a reading I did where that was all I was drawn to. So if you're wondering what the pause is about, that's what it was about. Here we go. I can actually see it better. The Three of Cups. The Four of Cups. The Five of Cups. Ooh. Getting stuck. I think because it's full of pastels and then you have this bright gold foil, it's a little bit hard for the camera to pick up, but there's a lot more detail on here when I'm looking at my screen that it's not necessarily picking up, like some of the clouds in the background and some of the detail on this castle back here. So I will say it is very pretty in person. The Six of Cups. Seven of Cups. Very interesting interpretation of that card. The Eight of Cups. We have the Nine of Cups. Trying to get it to focus, but there we go. The Ten of Cups. And now we are into the Pentacles suit, starting off with the King of Pentacles. Oh goodness, I gotta laugh at myself for messing up Pinnacle. I mean, he is holding a pinnacle. The Queen of Pentacles. The Knight of Pentacles. The Page of Pentacles, and for whatever reason, just the way this person's looking at that pentacle, I totally thought they were on their cell phone. So that might be the meaning of this card for me going forward. I don't know. I can just see that happening a lot. Okay, now we have the Ace of Pentacles. The Two of Pentacles. The Three of Pentacles. The Four of Pentacles. The Five of Pentacles. The Six of Pentacles. Seven of Pentacles. 8 of Pentacles. Nine of Pentacles. And the 10 of Pentacles. It's interesting how on a couple of these cards so far I've noticed that like with the 9 of Pentacles, you know, they're just lined out in a row, and then there's this one where, you know, there's kind of an order to it, a rhyme and a reason, and then like this one, it's just all in a row, and then this one is I can't think of what one of the terms is for it, but I just know it for I think it's like the Tree of Life, but it's also the path that the Fool takes through the major arcana. You know, it's all the lines aren't drawn, but it's a very like almost like a choose your own adventure flowchart, if you will. But I always think it's interesting whenever you have decks that don't follow all the iconography or layouts or choices or however you want to call it. But anyway, 10 of Pentacles. And that's not to say that it's bad or anything like that. Like, that was this person's decision to change it from, you know, that layout to just in a row. Okay, we are now in the Sword Suit. So we have the King of Swords. The Queen of Swords. The Knight of Swords. And it's interesting because this is like one of the few cards in the Rider Waite Smith deck where you can see the card, like you could just see the guy just running or galloping. Whereas this one, I feel like it's just what we've seen through the cards so far. This is one of the few ones where you could see him coming out of the card towards you, which is a little bit different than, you know, coming at the side. But I feel like that's going to be the same message overall. Page of Swords. And the Ace of Swords. Two of Swords. I'm already getting messages from some of these cards of like, yep, that's going to be that interpretation going forward. Or I'm going to notice certain things. The Three of Swords. The Four of Swords. This almost feels like Han Solo trapped in carbonite, which, I mean, hey, great way to get a rest. Five of Swords. Interesting. I like seeing the different interpretations of the Six of Swords. Like with the Lightseer, it's a lady coming towards you, but it's Corvid steering the boat. With both of these, it's someone steering the boat themselves, but whether or not it's going away or coming towards it, it's very interesting. There we go. 7 of Swords. Feels very sneaky. Big old sneak. 8 of Swords. The 9 of Swords. And if that's not an anxiety dream, I don't know what is. You have all of these look to be like spirits or other beings, or maybe it's like people in your dreams pointing and laughing at you. Uh, 10 of Swords. And now we are in the Wand suit. First up with the King of Wands. And next up we have the Queen of Wands. The Knight of Wands. Oh, that's kind of cute how they're facing away from each other. The Page of Wands. The Ace of Wands. The Two of Wands. The Three of Wands. Oh, wow. The Four of Wands. The Five of Wands. The Six of Wands. I was wondering when we were going to see that guy from the box. The Seven of Wands. The classic Eight of Wands. The Nine of Wands. And the Ten of Wands. Wow. It was definitely interesting to see all the cards that were almost exactly like the Rider Waite Smith card, but then were in like an Art Nouveau style. Like this feels pretty faithful to it, and then same thing with those last couple of wand cards. And then it was interesting to see which ones varied a lot or didn't include some of the same details from the Rider Waite Smith deck. Let's see. gonna move this off to the side. Overall, I would say, as far as like the card feel goes, it definitely feels thicker and like firmer or stiffer. I'm not sure how else to put it. Like, then again, like this deck that I have here is, you know, well-loved Rider Waite Smith deck. So it does have some bend to it, whereas like this is a brand new. It doesn't have much bend to it. And then you can feel the foiling where it is on the front here. And like I was saying, I can't remember which suit it was, but in person, it is very beautiful, but I know the camera doesn't pick up all of that fine detail with the pastel colors. Let's see. I definitely feel like, you know, if you like this art style, you probably like this deck. I haven't obviously used this deck, so I can't really comment on that. I could do like a retrospective review or follow-up in like 6 months to a year and give my thoughts on like what I think about the deck and what it's like. I'll definitely be working with it offline before I begin pulling with it for readings on my channel here. Yeah, it's I don't know, it seems just at first glance like it's a very beautiful deck. I'm sure it will give some good messages, but given how like some of the not so great cards are drawn, I'm sure it will give the, you know, the Tower card and other cards like that oh, I had a thought there, but then it just like poofed. I'm sure it will deliver the Tower card a little bit easier than other decks, but then again, it may surprise me and be cutthroat. I don't know. Anyway, I'm gonna do just a couple quick little shuffles to see what it's like. It is a larger deck like we covered earlier, so I may struggle with it a little bit, but it is what it is. I'm sure I can handle it. Seems to shuffle well. I'm just hesitant to scoot the cards too much for fear of the foil flaking off on the inside, so I may try and find some sleeves for it and then sleeve it, because like I said, I want the pretty foil to last. And I don't want it shedding everywhere, because that's the last thing I want is a bunch of gold foil here on my table, and then that's all you're gonna see from the light in the camera is just foil. That's why I generally try and stay away from some of the like glitter and other cards, because then it's gonna be everywhere here and you can't really get rid of glitter easily. But it seems like it shuffles well, it shuffles nicely. Yeah, it's I don't know, it just seems very dreamy with just how some of the imagery is. So yeah, I think I'm gonna have to work with it some before I can give like a full rundown, because I know with like this deck, it's like a good middle of the road you know, type of deck. Whereas this might be, I'm not sure how it's going to end up because like I said, haven't really worked with it. I think that covers just about everything that I wanted to go over with this unboxing and walkthrough. I'll link everything down below, like usual, you know, where you can get the deck. If I am able to find a sleeve for it, I'll link that down below, and all the other good stuff. And yeah, I really hope this helped you, and I really hope you enjoyed this video. Really appreciate, you know, as always, all the likes, the subscribers, the watchers, all of that. And if you like this video, like it, all the usual stuff. And yeah, I hope you have a wonderful day.